Alright, gonna be giving you a events guide today. Someone has asked for this, actually a couple someones have asked for this. Machine events, as this thing here. So I'm not gonna be actually showing any gameplay, because just want to reiterate how lazy I am, and how I like to do these in one take. You're getting something authentic, straight through, uncut. So let's just get right into it. So when you're doing submissions, there is a chance that you can see these random machine events, and like, what are random machine events? Um, if you haven't promoted yet and you haven't started earning cores, then yeah, this is probably all really confusing, and you've probably done some games where like you just kind of follow along with other people are doing, and you're like, what is this thing? So they're just, as they say, events. They're like yeah, I don't know how else to describe them. They're just like little things that you can do while you're playing, and it's just like a random chance that they happen. So like this one's called Cursite infection. So when you're playing a mission, you might see like a little like terminal looking thing like this as you're playing, um, and that's this little box over here is actually called the keystone, and you need to have promoted at least one character once, and I think you have to be playing on that character to actually open this up. But assuming you've promoted all your characters at least once, like you never have to worry about it again. Now you can just always open these. Um, and I don't think you need a core to even open it. Like I don't think you need to even have a blank one on you. As long as you've promoted, you can open these up. But you'll put like a little key inside here, and then this thing will like basically sprout out of the ground. And there's only a few different events. I never know like the numbers of anything off the top of my head. So like here's one, two, three. Oh man, Omen. Um, I guess, was that four? I've already lost count. And when you complete a mission, or not a mission, when you complete an event within a mission, when you go back to the little keystone, and assuming that you have cores, this is what you will see. And I can just tell you, like from this picture, this is my personal recommendation. I think it's good advice, but take it or leave it. Do not get the hats. Ever, ever, ever. Always get, looks like this little weapon, this assault rifle or something with a hammer. Always get this guy. This is what you want. Why? Why do you want that? So this is going to give you an overclock. And if you don't know what an overclock is, it's basically like an enormous weapon mod. This is going to drastically change in a lot of cases. Not always true, but it potentially can change drastically how your weapon works. And or at the very least, it's going to give you something real snazzy that's going to make your weapon better. I'm actually playing with somebody right now who's brand new. He hasn't promoted anybody yet, and we were trying to do some has 4s yesterday, and it was brutal. We were not having a good time. Well, we were, but like we were losing. Um, and I definitely think having an overclock and unlocking all everything that you can will make doing something like a has 4 much easier. And making something like a Hazard 5 possible. But I recommend getting the overclocks over getting cosmetics. Gameplay over looks. You really don't see your character all that often anyhow. So I think just getting the gameplay stuff, and it can take a long time to get all the overclocks. I think I was approaching like 200 hours before I got my very last one. Now, of course, they released like new primaries not that long ago, and I don't have all the overclocks for them yet, but at that current, I think it was like patch 32, I think is what it was. Or maybe it was 33, whatever. It was a while ago. It took me 200 hours to get all the overclocks. And I had mixed in some cosmetics in between, and I should not have done that. And this is also random too. Like once you finish an event, it's not always going to be these three. Like it'll just be a mix. Like it could be gunner instead of scout. You know what I'm saying? Like it can just be anything. Like you're going to see 3 different classes. And assuming you haven't collected all the overclocks, and assuming you haven't collected all the cosmetics, I believe it will always be 2 and 1. Like it'll be 2 overclocks, 1 cosmetic, or 2 cosmetics and 1 overclock, something like this. And even if, like, let's just say you don't really care for the engineer, for whatever, like whatever it is that you may not like, and you're thinking like, oh, but I really like scout, and I really want cosmetics, like I want scout stuff. No, I don't. I know it's hard. I know it's really hard. But just, even if it's for a class that you may not like to play as much, still just get this overclock. But why? Why, if I'm never going to play it? Well, let's just say that there's 100 overclocks. I know there's a very specific number. It's like 98 or something like this. There's a very specific number of overclocks. But let's just, for argument's sake, let's just say it's 100. Um, and let's just say that you do like the scout the most, right? And you need to get, I don't know, 21 overclocks for him total or something like this. Every time you get an overclock for someone else, in that pool of 100, you essentially increase your chance next time to get an overclock for the scout, right? So you just want to get them. You always, okay, that's a long time. I'm just saying, get the overclocks over the cosmetics. There's endless reasons. Just do it. All right, so let's actually talk about the events. Oh my God, this guy's been going on and on. He hasn't even talked about events yet. So you go into a mission and you get a random chance to see an event. Again, you're going to need a blank matrix core here, and I'm going to put all these links I'm about to talk about in the description. So if you're just like, man, this guy just won't shut up and get to it, just click the links. Just go to them. And that should help you. So I'm just going to go in the order that they talk about these events. Yeah. All right, so the first one they have listed here is the Ebonite Mutation. So kind of like this picture here, you're going to have a gizmo similar to this. And the idea here is that these kind of stone-looking monsters are going to spawn. This is an example of a smaller one, but the other one, I think there's only two. The other one looks like a Praetorian, but he'll just be more rocky like this. It's basically just imagine just a larger version of what you're seeing right here. And the gizmo, it's not going to look exactly like this, but it's going to look similar. The gizmo will shoot these little ball-looking things. I think they're like blue and yellow in color. You can't miss them. Like just look at the gizmo, and it basically rotates. It spins around and it shoots these ball things. And like, well, what are those ball things? Those ball things, if you run over them, will actually like power charge or supercharge your axe, so that you can do the axe power attack basically again and again and again. And why is that important? Why does that matter? Well, in order to kill these stone things, these ebonite glyphids, you need to use the axe. Shooting them will not help you. And while these guys are spawning, these ebonite glyphids, there will be grunts and other nasties and trying to kill you as well. And all those you can shoot, but really take advantage of like this, this power attack buff. I'll call it a buff. The thing that basically just lets you infinitely power attack. Now it has, it doesn't last for forever. Let's just say it lasts 10 seconds. I don't know. Someone can correct me in the comments and tell me it's actually 11.5 seconds. Well, however long it lasts, you can just continually do the power attack, and that's how you kill these guys. Just power attacking them, and you need to kill a certain amount. I don't know what the number is. I'm sure someone else can comment on what. Well, you need 40. Sure, whatever the number is, you get like 2 minutes or something. Again, someone's gonna be like, well, actually, you get 3.5. Whatever, dude. You have a certain amount of time that you got to kill these things, and using those power-ups to use the power attack with the pickaxe is how you do it. It's as simple as that. I'll see people like going like Rambo, like shooting all their guns, trying to like clean up all the grunts and stuff. Again, you can actually just keep using the power attack. And sometimes like a challenge is that you can't find those little orbs or balls or whatever that give you the ability to keep power attacking. Just look at the gizmo. If you can't find one on the ground, look at the gizmo and watch it actually shoot one out. The time that you spend watching it shoot one out is not that much. Like, it will be very beneficial to just watch it and see where it spits one out. Sometimes what can happen is that these spawn like on the edge of a cliff or whatever. Ugh, that stinks. So if that situation happens, you can either get a driller to like drill a tunnel back up, to the top. You can have an engineer create kind of like a platform floor. If you really needed to, I guess you could do like zips to the ground. But whatever it is you have to do, like, you can absolutely prepare before you start doing the event to make it as easy as you want, or maybe you don't want to do that. Um, but that's really I don't know what else I can really say about this. You just need to pickaxe attack these things. You can technically regular pickaxe attack. You know, I was playing with somebody a while ago, and I thought that you had to have the orb. I thought you had to have the buff in order to do this, and she was like, no, you can actually just do regular pickaxe attacks unbuffed, or regular power axe. You know what I'm saying? Unbuffed attacks will work towards giving you points to finishing this event. On a scale of like 1 to 10, how easy is this event? I mean, I can't really comment on a hazard 5, those things can be nutty, but for 3s and 4s, this is pretty easy. It's not that bad. I think I failed it technically a couple of times. It can be a little overwhelming, so I just want to say it again though. When you get that buff that allows you to keep power attacking, you can do it on all the grunts and things. So yeah, like just go ham. You should slaughter stuff, easy peasy. I think this is an easy one. So yeah, kill these things, get points, and then you're done. Next, Cursite infection. All right, so another one of these little gizmos, and maybe I should have said this and I haven't said it already. When you put in the little key, you basically start this event, or you at least activate it by putting. You just walk up to this thing, press E. I don't know what that is in PlayStation. Whatever the get things going button is. On the corners, there's another corner over there, so there's 4 total. You need to press the same button you press to get that going is the same button here. So like for PC, it's the default is E. You press E here, and you press and hold it down, and like a little like bar fills up. You basically like push things in or pull things out, whatever it is. But you go 1, 2, 3, and then on the other side 4, and that's what like bam. That's what actually gets it going. So with this one, you can kind of see this yellowish, orbish, oval thing over here. There will be these monsters. You can't miss them, honestly. They typically crawl on the walls and/or the ceiling. I guess they kind of look like Praetorians. They kind of look like wardens. They kind of look like bigger grunts. It's something like this. I don't have a picture. If I was cool, I would even just type it in. But let's give you a little bit of mystery, right? I don't want to spoil it all for you, but you'll see a monster on the wall, on the ceiling, and you're gonna see what looks like an orb inside of his body, like his butt or his core, wherever it is. It's on him. It's very obvious. It's very visible. You kill them, and one of these will drop. You then pick it up, and you put it in here. Again, using that same like default activate key, the thing that you hit to get all these going, to get that. So it's E on the keyboard if you're PC. But yeah, you just pick up I'll call it an egg. I don't know what they call it. I guess it's called Cursite. Pick up a piece of Cursite, bring it over here. It's like a timed event. You have like a couple minutes to get a certain amount. Again, I don't know. Like, is this right? This gives you all the numbers right here. So there you go. Drop them in, and that's really all you got to do. What else can I say? This can actually break. So once it falls from the ceiling and you pick it up and take it over, like that'll guarantee that you drop it in. But if you're like if you're trying to play hot potato with this thing and you're trying to like pass it off and people aren't catching it and they're dropping it, they can break. How many times do you have to drop it till it breaks? I don't know, man. But just don't drop it. How about that? Right? That's the sound advice. Just don't drop it. You could probably drop it a couple times. I think you can drop it once or twice and you're all right. But like I don't know, that 3rd and 4th time, you're getting a little risky now. It can break. So yeah, just shoot the stuff that's on the ceiling or the wall that's yellow, and put it in there as fast as possible. Now this, someone might want to debate me or like write something in the comments. It definitely seems like you need to kill them like ASAP. Like I think if you just let that guy or that bug that drops this just sit up on the ceiling, I don't think, like, you might be able to get 2 to spawn at once, but I don't think it will ever surpass 2. Like, if you just waited, a minute, it's not like you would have like 10 bugs with this Cursite just waiting for you. Like, I'm pretty sure you got to kill it, and as soon as you kill it, another one will spawn, and then another one will spawn. So if you're taking too long killing them and depositing them, I don't think you know what I'm trying to say? Like, I don't think you'll get as much opportunity. So you just got to do it. Like, just go 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 go. Just get it done. Get it done. And this is another one that I think is really easy. I don't know if I've ever failed this. Maybe. Uh, Probably not. Uh, it's easy. These two, like when I see these, I'm like, all right, Papa's getting an overclock, or like sweet. It is a guarantee, especially on 3s and 4s. These are basically guarantees. And they're fun. They're cool. I like doing them. All right. Oh, here it is. Omen. Now, if anyone's experienced playing this game, Daggy, this is so easy. This is nothing. Well, those people are liars, and they do not represent the rest of us. This one is hard. There's no doubt about it. This one's hard. Like, these are like, I don't know, 1s or 3 out of 10s in terms of how easy they are, and this is like, it's up there. It's definitely higher than 5. It's hard, man. I have explained this to hundreds of people, maybe, at this point in time. I've explained it to people, and we still fail. I I failed this because I stink. Yeah, I know what to do, and I've still failed this. This just takes practice and takes nerves of steel. It takes people cooperating. And if you fail this, do not get mad. I know it's hard. I get mad. I get frustrated very easily. It's silly how frustrated I can get over like a game, but if especially when people are new, let it go. Like, they didn't know what they were doing, and you can explain. Oh, well, it's phase 1, you do this. Phase 2, you do man. There's a whole laundry list of things that they need to learn, that you need to learn about how to do this. So just be cool, man. Just be okay. So let's actually talk about like what it is and how does this work. So you'll see like these this is when it's active, right? This is like the heat of the moment. When you first come across this event, you'll just see like this bottom thing, and you'll see 3 other like platforms. Now, someone suggested that I do this because of my editing one-take style, and welcome to Microsoft Paint. That's right. So let's just yep, I've kind of already pre-drawn this. Welcome to class, everybody. Professor Professor Nagy here. When you first come across this, all right, it'll just look like that. So you have like one big platform in the center, and then you'll have these 3 other guys, and then I call this the keystone. I don't know if that's what it's actually called, but this is like the first thing that like activates. There's like two activation phases, right? Like first you put your key in. Oh, I hope that comes out PG. That's not what I meant. But you get it. You put in a key. Can I draw like a better one? How about this? Oh, look at that, huh? That's a nice key right there. Okay, so you put the key in, and then I think this thing comes up out of the ground, and you get like 3 You know what? I'll just let me just do this whole bottom piece a little bit better. I don't. It doesn't need to be this critical, right? You guys have been remember like when you're in high school or you're in class and then your teacher's trying to draw on the board, and you're just like, enough already, just do it. Like, it doesn't have to be perfect. All right, so I've drawn this, right? Look at it, I just can't stop. And then I think this also has like those like 4 corners or whatever, where you gotta like walk up to it and press E. And once you 1, 2, 3, and once you hit this last 4th one, that's when the fireworks happen. So even before you hit that last piece, right? Before you hit that last piece, couple things. This is called bottom, right? Middle, top. Bottom, middle, top. Bottom. Oh man, I don't know. I don't even know where to start. There's like so much to talk about here. Basically, even once you start this, these are all like dormant. or like closed off, you can't actually do any damage. You can't attack anything. It's armored up, right? And there's gonna be like laser beams. I'll go back to this. There's like laser beams, and you see like these this pink stuff at the bottom. This is really what kills groups. This is what annihilates people. I mean, the whole thing is just disgustingly hard to fight, but kind of like the breach cutter. It shoots these pinkish purple beams, and that's from the quote bottom, and that's always the same. This middle configuration and this top configuration, I believe, can be like one of two things each, maybe more. I don't know. The top two can be random. One of them is like these lasers. One of them's like a machine gun or something. One of them it spawns like these like little helicopter slash drones that come after you, and there might be another one, but the top two are random, whereas the bottom piece is always these beams. So the kind of go-to strategy, and I believe it's correct. I like to adhere to it, and when you do pull it off, I feel like it guarantees that you're gonna get the rest of it done. Um, you want to kill bottom first. So going back to the blackboard here. Well, how do you kill bottom first? What activates bottom? Whatever is opposite of the keystone is what's going to activate the bottom. That's a hard and fast rule. It's always true. Whatever is 100%, like you could draw like a straight line. Whatever is opposite of the keystone is what activates the bottom. Know this fact. Learn this fact. This fact is true. 100%. Keystone, bottom. Alright, I've said it enough, right? We got it. Now, which side does which one? I don't know. I think you can, like, on the computer, right? The default key is Control. That thing that, like, busts out your little laser where you can, like, mark or identify things. I think you can click on this, or you can click on these pieces, and I think you can basically figure out, like, which one goes where. The other way, which is, like, the way that we all naturally do it, is that we stand on it and then figure out which one opens up. So, I've said this piece a million times. Well, what is that? What do you mean? What do you mean you stand on it and that activates it? So, if you got your dwarf here, I'm just going to do stick figures. You got your dwarf here, standing on this pad. You'll see, like, this little progress bar pop up, and it'll be like yellow or something. And once you get it to 100%, you will then see, and kind of imagine this is like a little bit more, I guess, like four-sided, even though it's cylindrical. Ooh, cylindrical. But kind of more or less imagine it's four-sided. Let's see if I can. Oh, look at this, man! He's getting crafty with this draw. Ooh, look at that. So just pretend all that's happening, right? You'll see like these green squares. Oh wow, Maggie, you're just getting so into this. Look at that. Now, can I go back to what I was? All right, cool. You're gonna see like these little green rectangles or squares, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, you need to blow those up. You need to shoot those. And I believe everything works. I believe the cryo cannon, flamethrower, whatever your weapon of choice, it can do it. I think C4 works. Breach cutter works. I don't know, if you have any questions about, if there's someone who wants to correct me and says that there's not a weapon that doesn't work, I think they all work. I know, like, when I was new, I was just like, well, does it only take bullets? Like, I wasn't, like, using all my tools to, destroy these things. But, no, like, just go bananas. So, and, I don't know if it's necessarily, like, one is on the exact other side, you know? Or if it's, like, one is here and here. You just gotta see how it plays out, man. Just play. Like I think it's irrelevant whether they're on either side or the long story short. You just gotta kill these green things, right? So you stand on here. You'll see like this yellow progress bar thing. You'll hit 100%, and then you see 1 to 2 green things pop up. Maybe more pop up, but I think it's 2 pop up, and it'll keep like spinning in a circle. It'll keep like rotating, you know. And I don't think it's necessarily like like a merry-go-round where it goes at this perfect speed and it will always go clockwise or counterclockwise. I think it like it'll go whoop, and then it'll go whoop, and then it'll go like whoop, 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 whoop. So it's trying to trick you up, right? Like it doesn't just want it to sit there. So, but that's okay though, because if you have a dwarf here and a dwarf over here, and I don't know, maybe a second dwarf here or a dwarf over here, whatever you want to do, you're gonna get coverage, right? So this guy doesn't necessarily have to like pivot or rotate. I mean, he might have to, but not necessarily. Like if you have the coverage, everyone's alive, and then this thing turns. That's okay. That's okay. You don't have to go crazy. Um, all right. So why is this so hard though? Like why do people struggle on this? Why have I failed it a lot of times? Why have a lot of other people failed it a lot of times? Well, because all this stuff is coming at you. You got this drone flying in, and the drone does massive damage. Even on a 3, on a hazard level 3, the drone hurts. These beams hurt. On a level 3, they hurt. This stuff, and/or like the machine gun that shoots, it all hurts. It really does. It hurts. And because there's like so much going on, you kind of go into this like fight or flight mode. You panic a little bit, and right as you can see here, sometimes there's additional hazards. Some bugs come out. Oh man, this honestly, this one can be tough. So, what can you do to maybe minimize all this, or like what can happen? So if we go back here, and if I erase some of this is getting a little crazy in here. If I just kind of get rid of some, I'm not gonna. Why don't you just start with a new canvas? No, I refuse. I refuse. You have to watch me do all this. Ha. Okay, so that's clear enough, right? I think we get the gist here. Clean slate. Before you even start the thing, whether you do this and then wait till that last fourth piece is activated, it doesn't. Whatever. As long as you didn't start it. A very common strategy is to dig little channels in between. Um, you can dig as deep as you want to go. You don't want to go too deep, but you want to make this slope nice. Like you don't want people having to jump back up onto the platform. You want to make it like a nice gradual slope and then go down. And you want it to go deep enough so that your head is completely below the surface, so that you can't get hit by something like that laser beam or something like the machine gun. Like trench. That's what it is. It's a trench. You want to make trenches. And you can choose to keep like a roof on the trench, so you can like burrow under and then keep like this flat ground. I think that's a good idea personally, but if you want to keep it completely open, that's fine. You don't have to trench all the way next to one another. I mean, you can certainly do that. I advise against that because you will be running around like crazy, and your eyes are just going to be darting all over the place, and there's just so much to avoid and so much to see that I think like enormous trenches they're pitfalls, right? Like you're not gonna know where your feet are. There's so much to keep track of, and you're gonna fall in them a lot. So I think just having like kind of smaller openings that you can go down into is what you want to do. Also, if you have like a nice wall, that goes like up high, this is an alternative. You could always have like a driller kind of bore into this and then go behind, so that you get like so you would leave this wall, but then you have like a little tunnel here, right? And you could and you just keep it close to these. I call them platforms. I don't know what you call them, pads. Keep it close to the pads, and you could always, S starts hitting the fan. You could always like run back here and kind of readjust. You could alternatively and/or addition to, you could put a resupply at the end here. So I don't know. You run out. Sometimes one person has to kind of hero this by themselves. You could run back here and get it. I think probably what's easier is to leave one out, and you could always, if you really if you had an engineer, you could do a bunch of platforms to kind of hide it behind something so that you can safely get a resupply if you had to during the middle of this. I know some people have resupplied to get, like if you're a gunner, to get more shields. I've seen that happen. I think I've seen guys try to get more C4. Like, there may be a reason why you need to get a resupply. Uh, what else can I say? I've also seen this technique where an engineer will actually put a platform on top of this, and it will essentially raise you up so that you avoid getting hit by these, because these are basically like ground level. I don't know if I would say that these are chest height. Like, I'd say like these are like knee height or like foot height. Um, and I don't know off the top of my head whether it's one platform you have to put down or several. I feel like it's just one. And you can still get that progress bar to come up, even with that platform on top of the pad, on top of the other platform. So that's definitely a strategy, and will help you not get hit by those beams. It's a darn good one. But I find that other people will just start pickaxing them apart, as if to say, "What the heck are you doing?" Those people don't know how that works when they start destroying them, or I don't know, they don't think it's viable, or they don't think it's good. I don't know. I think it's great. It does work, and it makes getting 100% on this easy. Because what can happen is you're like, if you're playing this on a 3 or a 4, you can get hit by this once or a couple times on a 3 and live. Maybe it's like 2 that you can survive. Maybe you can survive a third one. I don't think so, though. They do some hurt. Well, we can say safely that you can take one hit, right, from this, and you're at like 95%, and this is like there's nowhere you can go to avoid it. All right, you kind of rationalize in your head, well, I'm going to just take that hit so I can open this up, so we can get this done quicker, so we can take this panic down. Um, it's up to you whether you're going to do that or not. What can happen, and I think this is what often in like fails events, is that you decide that, like, yeah, I can take that hit so that I can guarantee that this opens up. And then what happens is the lasers come at you, and or the drones, and because you've already taken that hit, it's wiped your shields out. Now just a couple more things obliterates you. So, you have plenty of time, I think is what I'm trying to say. You have plenty of time, so, invoke the Matrix, dodge these things, right? Become Neo, and just don't get hit as best as you can. I hate it when I go on Reddit, and these mean kids are just like, don't get hit. Just don't be bad. Learn to play. Alright, well, they're hard to dodge, man, when you got all this stuff coming at you, especially when bugs start getting involved. And then, your teammates... Sorry, I'm all stuffed up. Your teammates also are throwing some crazy stuff at you. Like, you got breach cutter beams coming your way. You got people throwing C4 at stuff. You got the driller who's just spraying his flamethrower or whatever the heck he's got all over the place. So it's like there's a lot to avoid. It gets a little chaotic. Also, too, people they panic and they want to go res you because they're good Samaritans. They're good folk. I've died. I've failed this event trying to res other people. It happens. Sometimes you just have to. You have to say, I'm sorry, I can't res you at this time. It ain't gonna happen. It's not gonna work. It's gonna guarantee that I die as well. And that's no good, right? So, sometimes you gotta be like those kids on Reddit. You gotta be a little mean, and you gotta leave them be. I know, it's sad, it's hard, but you gotta let them go. You gotta, or at least find a better opportunity to res them. I know, me personally, I just like, I gotta get him. Just relax. You have plenty of time to do this event, so just take it easy. Maybe let the gunner take care of that. Maybe let the gunner put a shield down so he can safely go res someone. Let him take care of that. Yeah. All right. So I feel like I've really done this in a very rambled jumble. So I don't know if I can try to quickly redo this. New. Don't save. Make this big. Alright. So you see the big pad. You see the 3 other pads. You see the keystone. Try to do this quick. Someone activates the keystone. Okay, then the 4 things pop up. Alright, and then you see this big cylindrical thing pop up, and you see that it's got 3 individual pieces. You hit 1, 2, 3, hold up on the 4th. A driller and or anyone can just use a pickaxe. Drill some trenches, make them small. That's what I think. You know, keep this as flat ground. And drill or pick them either side, all around. If you got a wall, maybe make a tunnel, and so you can duck into for safety. Always start with bottom. Bottom's gonna shoot those beams. It's gonna hurt. Bottom is always opposite of the keystone, so this is it. When you're standing in here trying to get the 100% thing, you know, just be mindful of all the stuff, all the shenanigans. It's hard. That's coming at you. Try to avoid it. Again, Neo from the Matrix. You'll get it to 100%. These green squares are going to pop up, and they're going to jitter all around. They're going to rotate back and forth. You're going to have people over here, people here, people here, people here. You know, just focus on trying to kill that. Eventually, this will explode. I'm using green now. Eventually, this will explode, and you won't have to worry about this anymore. That is, whew, what a relief. When you kill bottom, like when I kill bottom, I feel like this is done. Then you start standing on these other pads. Get that 100%. Same deal. You'll get the green squares. You shoot them. It'll rotate, blah, blah, blah. Kill all that stuff. And then you'll be left with either the middle or the top. And do the same thing again. What happens a lot of time is these like laser beams, they will more or less like focus in on somebody. It kind of just like rotates around and it looks for someone. When it comes to you, run into the trench. Just avoid it. It'll even give you like a red light, like a spotlight. And if the spotlight is like shining in, just wait. You have plenty of time, man. Honestly, I can't tell you. That clock, that's like, you feel like, oh no, we only have, like, I don't know, 70 seconds or something like this. Like, nah, man, like, whatever it is, like, you have time. So just be patient. Like, I just don't even worry about that. Like, don't even worry about it. Keep that out. You got enough to fret about. Like, just don't worry about that. And that's really it, man. You just stand on these platforms, these pads, activate the thing, shoot it down, done. Done. Now, if there's anything else that I missed, something that someone wants to say that they could add to that, I'm sure there's some intricacies, some minutia that I didn't go over, but I have blabbed on about that one enough. Look up other videos that just do this. I do plan on doing these individually, so look out for that. Like, I'm gonna record me actually doing this, like none of this paint junk. I'm going to record me doing this, I'm going to record myself doing that, and I'm going to record myself doing this as well. So, hopefully those will come out soon, so you can refer to those, but there's way better content online, there's way better people, way better information. I'm just trying to help folks, I'm not really trying to, like, become rich on YouTube, so if I highly recommend, like looking around for this, but hopefully that helps, gives you some tips. Yeah. Alright. Obviously, it's going to get harder as you go. And, oh, look at that. Like, that's gonna... Oh, that's perfect. So there are 4 things total. Yeah. Well, that's cool. You know, the drone one? Yo, try to shoot those. Try to shoot those. Like, when they come out of this thing, when they fly out, nah, just kill them. Because, like, they wreck teammates fast. Just, you gotta prioritize getting those things out of the way. They gotta go. Even if you're trying to do bottom first and the drones are coming, just kill the drones. They're mad weak. They're really weak. They can't take very much damage. They just get them out of the way. Pew pew, gone. All right, this one. I think it's like one of the last events. This is easy. This is just like the top 2. Very easy. So you have 3 easy ones and a tough one. This one is kind of the same deal. You get a keystone, you'll have 4 corners, which are like laser beams in this case, and what happens with this one, Huh? Back to the chalkboard. Back to the chalkboard. Welcome to class. Right? Get that thing. Get the keystone. Right? Once you get those laser beams going, zero, 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 zero. You hear some like cornball message like, "Oh, we haven't blah 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 blah," and then that guy who talks, who like warns you about the swarms and stuff, he'll spawn like this little rectangular thing, and there'll be like these little bomb canisters or whatever, and you gotta take one, and then you gotta run over here, and you gotta just chuck it, throw it at the at that, and it brings its health down. It's you could just think of it as like a boss or like a monster. It'll have like a red health bar up here, and every bomb you throw at it chips away at that health. Yeah, there's not a whole lot to say about that. It's just pick up the bombs, walk them over, throw them at this, done. How many does it take? I don't know, man. It takes, you gotta do as many as you gotta do. Yeah, that's it. If you're playing with 4 people, especially on like a 4 or maybe even a 5, I don't think you need all 4 people like getting the bombs and throwing them. What's gonna happen is that grunts and all sorts of other bugs and nasties are gonna spawn, and they're gonna spawn all in between this pathway. Like, they love spawning here, they love spawning here, they love spawning everywhere. So you need at least one person to kind of control all of that, to kill all these bugs. I mean, you might even need 2 people to kill the bugs. I think a gunner should never be the person who's doing the running. That's just my personal opinion. I don't think he should be, and I also don't think it should be the driller. I just don't. I think the driller, well, not that he should be using the cryo cannon, but man, that cryo cannon is sick nasty. And if you want to stop bugs in their tracks, with the exception of that roly-poly bug, it's gonna 100% freeze every bug in its place. So I think he should be CCing the bugs so that you can, guarantee that you're walking over here and doing that. And I think the gunner, because he kills swarms, that's what he does. That's his big thing. Also, because he throws down shields. I mean, you could throw down a shield on top of this. You could throw down a shield here. Maybe make the walkway just a little safety. Like maybe they get hit by bugs taking this out, and they get a little banged up. Then they come into the bubble, recharge the shield, get a little safety, and then you end up over here, and yeah, you throw the bombs. And it should definitely be scout and engineer. I mean, engineer, right? Like, he can just set up his turret, right? Pew 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 pew. So that's going off. So he should be running back and forth, and I think the scout should be running back and forth. That's just my personal opinion. Again, if this happens like on an edge or a ledge or whatever, you can be creative. You can use platforms to create a staircase to get back up. You can have a driller drill. You can use zips to, maybe this is like way up high, right? Super steep, and you just zip line right across, right? And you can do that. So there you go. Man, I've talked a lot. This is probably, these things are, I'm always so full of hot air. And when you finish this, I kind of talked about this in the beginning. When you finish, you go back to the keystone. Assuming you had a core, you can then get an overclock. When I got to the point where I got all the overclocks, what ends up happening is they end up being hats, or like this icon. They end up all being cosmetics. And once you've gotten all the cosmetics, and once you've gotten all the overclocks, I'm sure there's someone on YouTube or someone on Reddit, there's a fancy, like, look at me, they've neglected my family and they've gotten all this. Okay, that's a little harsh. But if you're a really cool guy, you can collect, or lady, or person, individual, whatever. It's inclusive. It's not exclusive. It's everybody. Anyone, right? Cup of yogurt can unlock all these. Yeah, eventually you will not, like, if you got all the cosmetics, you will no longer see this hat, or if you got all the overclocks, you won't see this anymore. But yeah, that's what you see. I recommend always getting the overclocks. In my opinion, gameplay overlooks. That's what it's all about. It's what's on the inside, folks. All right. Some other things that I don't think this covered. Again, I will put this link in the description, and any excuse for me to talk even longer. There's a couple more. This is really related to seasons. Um, you can see this bad boy, and that's when it's like basically done, and that's like the data cell. Who says data and who says data? Data. Um, oh, man, now I'm lost. See this thing, come up to it, press E on the keyboard if you're playing on PC, and what will happen? Back to the board. I'm loving this now. If this is cool, if I can do more stuff with this, like let me know. I'm liking this. I think I should have been a teacher, honestly. Some people are like, man, you talk too much. You terrible information. You be the worst teacher. All right, fine. But anyways, I'm enjoying this. So you have that thing, whatever that is, right? That big thing. Look at that, guys. That is exactly it. Like that looks like perfect. Like, can we bring that up at the same time? Look how close I got that. Hold on. Look at that. That is identical. I mean, really, like that's perfect. Nailed it. Okay, so you got that thing, and then what happens? Off in the distance is so I'll just say, let me just draw it perfectly again. Perfect. Nailed it again. Off in the distance, kind of like that other event that I was describing, they'll put this little rectangular thing, and it'll distribute. I guess that's the word I'm gonna use. Do they say exactly what they are? It's probably like right in front of me, and I'm not reading it. I'm terrible at like everything. All right, so I don't know. Let's pretend it didn't say it. It'll put like these little beacony things. I don't know. I saw it like that's what a beacon is. And that they look exactly like that. Like I've destroyed that once again. I've nailed that perfectly. And it, like if you magnificent. You get like a bunch of these, and sometimes it's like a silly, absurdly long. Oh, it's so long sometimes. But other times it's like a regular distance, and you just got to put a number of these in succession or next to one another. And I know the scaling is looking a little weird here. I think it has some sort of green or some sort of bonus extra color there. And what happens is it connects like this line of green stuff. When I first started playing, like I didn't when this event first started coming out, I was like, whoa, what is going on with this? You attach like all these beams, and eventually link up with this. And these things can actually go like if you have like a wall or something here, it can actually go on the wall. Heck, if you could throw it on the ceiling, it can go on the ceiling. It can stick to stuff, is what I'm saying. It doesn't just have to be on the ground. And you can have all these cool, and you can have as many as you want, theoretically. And like you'll see like all these things like bounce around or whatever. Like you can go crazy. However you need to do it, you just need to connect all of these together. And then what everyone's going to do is you're going to go back to this, and you're going to see something called the hacking bot. And if you thought I was talented before, wait till you see this. Oh yeah, look at that, guys. That's perfect. I mean, that looks better than it does in the game. And he starts, he's a little keyboard warrior, right? He's going in my comments section and telling me that I'm a scrub. He's hitting that dislike button, all that good stuff. He's doing his hacking thing, and you just need to protect him, kind of like a salvage mission or any of these other kind of things where you have to like defend a point. You just got to defend him, and I don't even think you can fail this. Like I think they've made this fail-proof. As long as everyone doesn't die, you can just keep restarting. Like if he gets swarmed by bugs, and it like more or less kills him, I don't necessarily think you lose any progress. Like you're like filling up this progress bar. I think it just stops, and then you just hit E on the keyboard again, and then I don't know, he regenerates or another one comes out, and he starts going, and you just do it for a period of time, and that's it. I don't really know what else I can say about this. It's just start this, come over here, link all this stuff up, hacking bot, defend this, get that progress bar all the way full, and then you're done. You come back here, there will be data cell, right here. Oh man, look at that, perfect. You take this, right, drop it in Molly, perfect. Oh wow, I have really done it again, you guys. That is perfect. Drop it in there, done. Okay, it's a lot of blah 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 on that. Okay, and then the other one is the Prospector. So this guy will be flying around in maps randomly, and I think his sides are weak. I don't know if it's necessarily like this piece right here. Maybe someone wants to comment on that, or if it's like his whole side is weak. But he flies around, and you shoot him, and then he'll spawn these other like little robots, and you got to kill the robots. I don't know if they're actually shown here. These patrol bots, right? That's a good picture right there. Shoot those guys in the face. There is I believe someone said a 5% chance that after you, quote, kill them, that you can, like, commandeer them. You can take them over, and you go through, like, this little mini-game, kind of, where you basically just have to line up, like, the dot in the square, and or you got to get the lines to intersect. Whatever it is, it's just kind of, like, some sort of, like, timing thing where it's, like, you know, there's that. So you kill those, and kind of like a dreadnought, his bar will go gray at certain points, so you don't, he's immune when that happens. Don't attack him. And he can fly into other rooms completely. Like he can really travel around. So you just gotta stay on top of him. It's not like a particularly hard event, I don't think. As long like I don't think he does anything. It's just like those little bots he spawns. What, the exploder? Right here, the patrol bot. Yeah, they're not particularly hard. I guess on like a 4 and a 5, that might be a little more challenging. I haven't done it on a 5 yet, but yeah, you kill him, and you're gonna get like some sort of cube or data something or other, and I think and then you drop that in Molly. It's that little thing right there. Right? Looks exactly the same. Once you kill this, I think you get like you get some Enor pearls. And, yeah, the last thing that I'll say, I'm going to call it an event because it can technically happen. It happened to me and a friend a couple nights ago. We were playing an extraction mission. It's the green symbol. It just happened randomly. It just appeared. Like that guy who announces the swarms are incoming, he announced that a dreadnought was coming. So I guess that's technically like an event. I've talked about this in my enemies guide, so I'll just try to do it quickly. Not that I do anything quickly. He's got a yellow bar. I call it a break bar. You got to shoot him in the butt. Brings the bar down. Then his health is exposed. Same thing. Shoot him in the butt. You bring his health down. You can only do so much damage till he basically goes. I'm not gonna say he resets because the damage you've done to his health remains. But he starts over again with a full yellow bar. You gotta shoot him in the butt. Goes away. Then you gotta shoot him in the butt again to take down his health. And this can happen like 2, 3, however many times it takes. You do not want to go melee with this bug. He does some sort of like AoE ground pound. You just want to always pretend like he's about to do it. So he is fast, and he will get right on top of you. He's gonna do it. Just act like he's gonna do it. That's the only thing. Like I've seen new players who get upset that they just got killed by this. What the heck? Gosh darn it, is what they say, and then you get killed by it. Well, just you don't want to go toe to toe with this ever. Just keep on moving. Keep on moving. Keep on moving. And if you're playing in a group and he seems to be real thirsty for you in particular, try to keep his butt aimed at your friends so that your friends can tear this up. And that's okay if you're not doing damage. It actually really helps if you're you're the bullfighter and you've got his attention and you're exposing his rear to the group. These can go quickly when that happens, and it's very. I know it's easier said than done because like you panic and you don't want to get hit and you don't want to die. That's really all I need to say about that. These are random. You've probably seen these, and that's technically could potentially be an event. So anyways, I'm going to go ahead and put all these links in the description. I hope this helped. I know a couple people had asked for this thing. If there's anything else that I can do for videos, please suggest them. I technically have a roadmap of stuff coming up that I'd like to do, but I'm kind of squeezing this one dry a little bit. I think I've got a week's worth of stuff to keep showing you, but I don't know how valuable it is, and it's starting to get a little bit more specific. So, I'm doing this for you guys. I have fun doing this. So, if you're like intimidated by the comments section, I know I have been in the past. Some people are like real nasty. I will not be nasty to you. If you say, Nagy, can you do a video on this thing? And don't be afraid to ask. I will do it. I'll make a video just for you. I will do that. Whatever you want, please ask me. All right, so this is long enough. Really appreciate you watching, and please tune in for more. Thanks.